What is a budget? Budget. It's a word you probably heard, but what does it really mean? A budget is a plan for spending and saving money. So why bother budgeting? So you can save up and get the things you really want. Whether it's just living on a tight budget so you don't go into debt, or buying something you really want, like new sneakers, concert tickets, a car, or anything else, budgeting is a plan to save money so you can have those things. So, how do you budget? First, look at your income and expenses. Your income is the money coming in, like from a job or an allowance, and your expenses are the things that cost you money. If you'll be moving out of your parents' house soon, there are a lot of new expenses that will show up in your life, like rent, energy bills, and gas and maintenance for your car. If you spend more money than you get, then you go into debt, which will cost you even more money in the long run. If you spend all the money you get, then you have no savings. What you want is for your income to be higher than your expenses, or to spend less than you earn. That way, even if you don't have anything you want to buy, you will still have some savings to fall back on if an unexpected big expense comes up, like a medical bill. There are two ways to spend less than you earn. You can raise your income by getting another job. If you do, be sure to avoid getting in the trap of spending more once you have more money. But the easiest way to save is to reduce your expenses by spending less money. There are several ways to spend less. The first step is to make a list of your monthly expenses. Documenting every expense for the whole month will ensure that you'll see any monthly subscriptions you have on that list. Next, look at the list and decide what you're spending money on that you actually need and what are the things that are just treats or impulse buys. Things that often end up in the needs category are groceries for homemade meals, transportation costs, whether it's public transportation or gas, insurance, and maintenance for your car. If you're taking cabs or Uber a lot, you might look at that if that belongs in the want category. Your phone is often the tool that makes having a job possible, so that might belong in the needs category, even though you can survive without one. Car insurance is required by law if you have a car, and you're probably going to need health insurance and maybe renter's insurance. And your electric, water, and gas bills are important to pay. These are just ideas. As you do your own budget, you may decide that a streaming service is in the need category for you, or pet expenses. Modify this list for your own life. Things you might want to consider for the want category are eating out at restaurants and coffees at coffee shops. If you add these expenses up over a year, they really add up. If you eat out a lot, consider setting a weekly or monthly limit on how much you can spend at restaurants and cafes to reduce this expense. Look at your own expenses for the month and consider your own vices. What could you tone back on and spend less on? Can you get it secondhand instead of new? Tailor this list to your own life. Next, look at your list and see what you might be able to get a better deal on. Can you get a better rate on your phone service or a better insurance rate somewhere else? Can you shop secondhand for furniture or clothes? Is there a monthly subscription to a gym or streaming service that you have that you aren't using and could cancel? Don't limit yourself to this list. Find ways in your own life that you can spend less. Once you've figured out how to raise your income or reduce your expenses, or both, look at your work and use what you've found to make a plan. Set a realistic goal for how much you will save each week. Keep envisioning the thing that you're saving for to keep you motivated. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and change service providers if it'll save you money and still work just fine. Give yourself a spending limit on things that you don't need but have trouble saying no to. Decide on a number you can spend on that thing in a week and don't go over that amount of money. Get friends to help you, hold yourself accountable if you need to. Watch your savings grow. Celebrate the victories and keep track of your savings to help keep you motivated. I hope you've enjoyed this video and learned a lot about budgeting. Don't forget to do the activities in Module 2 of the Grow Your Money course for more practice creating your own budget so you can save money for your future.